Cloud, and we're going to get started. Hi guys, and welcome to Free Necklace Night. My name is Maria Rivero and I'm Vice President of Sales over here at Park Lane Jewelry. I live just outside of Tampa, Florida, and I started July 5th of last year, so I'm about to hit 9 months. I am beyond excited to be here with two other members on my team who will introduce themselves soon, sharing a little bit about Park Lane and also giving out free jewelry. I love free jewelry, right? If it's free, it's for me. Speaking of which, there is the link being shared in the chat. It'll be shared a couple different times. That's what you're going to want to fill out. It lets us know that you were here and that you watched until the end. We're going to give you a code word at the very end. And out of everyone who fills it out, which meant that you watched the whole thing, then we pull a winner for that free necklace. If you were here early, sorry for the technological difficulties, but we've got it rolling and we're really excited. We did volunteer to do this. Our team is pretty fired up. Sorry about that. I'm gonna try to find the chat members and see if I can mute people, but here we go. Participants. Sorry guys. Chantel is sorry, I love you, but I'm muting you. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Look at me, I did it. Okay, so hopefully it goes back to me again. We just want to tell you a little bit about us. Each of us is going to share a little bit about our story. Guys, are you seeing me? Because I'm not seeing me. I'm still seeing Chantel because she was speaking. Or are we good? You guys are seeing me? Okay, so a little bit about me. I have been in the direct sales industry for almost 12 years. I'm really a licensed attorney. I don't practice law at all anymore. I've been doing this full time because I absolutely love it. I love the ability to control my schedule and control my time. And of course, I like making people happy as opposed to practicing law, right? Which is just everybody fighting over who was right. I found Park Lane after 10 and a half years, 11 years in direct sales when my company's pay structure changed. And I basically kind of lost everything that I had built. And Park Lane found me actually through something we have called the Direct Appoint program, which just means that if you have previous experience in the direct sales industry, leadership experience, they want to honor that. And so there's a chance that you could come in at a leadership level. And so someone messaged me out of nowhere and they're like, hey, have you ever heard of Park Lane? I was like, no. And they said, we want to give you some information. And I said, that sounds great. And I was like, this is not at all for me. And so here I am 9 months later. Our team just crossed over $500,000. We have 208 people on the team. And I would argue one of the fastest growing, most productive teams in the company right now. And that's just because I think all of us have completely fallen in love with Park Lane and what it's done for our mental health. For me, one of the main things, and of course, there's things we're going to share with you and there's a script, but I am notorious for never following it. So I'm just going to share with you what I want to. And what I want to share is that I don't like being controlled. I really don't. And I loved the freedom here because we don't have any minimums. They truly created a culture. They've been around for almost 70 years, and they created a culture where they recognize that if they created a work environment that you love, then you would want to work. So they don't need to give you minimums to force you to work, because if you like what you're doing, you're going to work. And they're like, they know how to dangle carrots, they know how to market, they know how to strategize, and it makes customers want to keep buying, and it makes stylists want to keep selling. And I like that. I like that life can happen. I can be busy, I can be a mom, I can do whatever, because I don't have the pressure. And that allowed me the freedom to decide that this is what I wanted to do. And I really I loved that. I'm a single mom. I have 2 little boys, and this is my sole income. Part of the reason why direct sales worked for me, not only because I really didn't want someone above me dictating everything that I did and telling me where I had to be and telling me exactly how much I could make, but I have ADHD and I like doing what I want to do when I want to do it and not doing anything else unless I want to do it. And so what that meant is I had to find a job where I could be flexible. I can decide that I'm going to do an Easter egg hunt, right? And I can have fun with the Easter egg hunt. And then for the next 2 days, if I don't want to pick up anything that's jewelry related, then I don't have to. I get to decide when I work, how often I work, and I needed that. I wanted to really be in control of my life. So with Park Lane, of course, you have the flexibility. You decide how much you work, how often you work. And lots of stylists on our team. One of the other girls can probably tell you how many, but the majority of the stylists, I think we lost Kimberly, but the majority of the stylists, Danielle, they work part-time on their business, I think, or they work around another job, which I think Danielle's going to show that she does. And another thing that I love about Park Lane specifically is that it provides immediate income. Like for me, if I know there's an activity I want to do, I kind of get an itch to travel often, and I want to travel like immediately. So I can say, you know what, next week I want to do 3 extra parties because I really want to go to New York and visit my family or wherever else I want to be. So the immediate income, I think, is really huge because at other jobs, of course, you work a set amount of hours and then you wait and you get paid. Then here, it's not like that. You really do control. If you need more money right now for whatever it is, then of course it's in your hands and you have that opportunity, which is why I love that we call it an opportunity. Look at me. I'm going to mute. Look, I'm doing well, I promise. Muting and muting. And then let's see, a couple of the other things I love about Park Lane that I'm going to turn over to the other girls. I love that. So with my previous company, I spent a lot of time making images, thinking of different plans, figuring out what I was going to do, what the next big thing was, trying to be in everybody's face and be exciting. That was exhausting for me. And I wasn't spending a lot of time on customer interaction, which I really believe is the key to your business, right? Your customers are the heart of your business. Your hostesses are the heart of your business. So here, what I love, especially on this team, which is called the Treasure Tribe, what I love about this is that everything is plug and play. Everything is pre. And when I say everything, I mean everything down to exactly what we say to our hostesses. Every stylist has all of the scripts, and they say the same thing to the hostesses. Why? Because we know what works because we've been doing it for so long. And we don't have to worry about creating the images. We don't have to worry about creating the scripts. We don't have to worry about how to book a party. All of that is pre-done, and it's all inside of a beautiful little app. So you just click on it and it appears. And I think that that really helps, especially if you don't have direct sales experience, because it can feel intimidating. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. What do I do in this situation? And here it's like, you don't have to know. We do everything for you from even in the beginning for your launch. When you first join, you don't have to open your business all alone and learn every product and understand the prices. You don't have to do any of that. You get to be a hostess and someone else launches you. They handle it because they have everything and they already know everything. And I love that. I love the camaraderie. They understand that people will become more successful if you can train them and show them a way. And with us, when you come in, everything is pre-done for you. It's just a matter of learning how to find it and learning the nuances. I like that when you come in, you can launch immediately and immediately start making income, as opposed to other businesses where you really have to build up with your clientele, or maybe you have to start showing before and afters or whatever it might be, but it doesn't take a set period of time. You could literally join and then launch in a few days and then get paid on that launch that you didn't even have to do because someone did it for you, because that's the type of team that we have. And I absolutely love that. So I'm going to actually throw it over to Danielle or Kimberly. But before I do, I just want to say, if you're just joining us, every couple of minutes, Jana is going to share in the group or inside of the chat the link that you need to fill out at the end of this live. At the end, we're going to give you a code word, and then you're going to fill out that little form and put the code word in, and that tells us that you watched it. This way we can pick from everyone who watched until the end to get the free necklace. We just do it as a random thing. So just make sure that you get that link and that you save it and that you fill it out as soon as you log off here. All right, girls, can one of you kind of take it over while I manage the chat?
Okay, I think I will pop in next. Hi, everybody. My name is Kimberly Stickney. I'm an area leader with Park Lane. I joined beginning of October of last year, so I'm also a newbie with Maria, under Maria. I love our team. Our team is growing so fast, but we are such a close-knit little sisterhood, and I love it. Little, I say 208 people. I am a full-time NICU nurse. So I do work full-time at the hospital. I've been doing that about almost 20 years now. I was a young starter. I'm only 38, or I guess 19 years. I have 4 children, 2 teenage girls and 2 little toddler boys. So I have the best of both worlds. Just kidding. That's actually not the truth. It's the worst of both worlds. But also I live in Florida, but I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Palm Beach County. And what I love about Park Lane, and the reason that I joined, is I was never a jewelry wearer, but of a mom of 4, I was really kind of down on myself, like postpartum. My youngest is going to be 2 in June. So I never really feel great about myself. And then when I started wearing the jewelry, even just to Target or Publix, it really uplifted my spirits and my mental health. So I loved how I felt. And I wanted to, as a nurse, I wanted to pass that on to other women. I'm always about the education and how to feel good about yourself, the women empowerment part of it, which I feel like the company really does empower us as women to be small business owners. And like Maria said, gives us the flexibility of how we want to run our business through Park Lane. A couple things that really attracted me to about Park Lane, if you don't know some of like behind the scenes information, Park Lane's been in business for 69 years. So they're tried and true. They've gone through recessions, they've gone through COVID, they've gone through all of it. It was started by the Levine couple. Shirley and her husband started it knock knock, like door to door, kind of the way it was in the 50s, as at 16 and 19 years old. So talk about like ahead of their time. It's still a family owned company. Their sons, our CEO, Scott Levine, actually was in the field for 20 years. He knows how it feels on both sides of it. Him and his two other brothers run the company, still in the family, and his daughter is actually our lead designer. So it is a family owned business still 69 years later. So for me, that spoke volumes with the way companies keep trying to restructure and do the best for the company, when really they really just want to do the best by the people that work with them, not for them, with them. They've never changed their comp plan in 69 years. There is no swooping it out from under you. None of those things that a lot of companies, when they start to get kind of hairy, they kind of do to the people they work with, right? So that was really big for me, the fact that they have all like been in the business the whole time together. It's a tried and true kind of tribe. And I love that the comp plan is always the same and it hasn't changed. Like Maria kind of touched on, love the sisterhood. I literally like I'm on the other coast for my Tampa girl. So I'm like, I'll drive 4 hours today. Yeah, sure. I'll go hang out. So it's definitely just a fun time with girlfriends. And the hostess rewards are something that I think, again, nothing you'll see in direct sales. The hostess rewards don't come from us. I didn't have to put any money for hostess rewards. The hostess rewards come from the company. They love to spoil their customers, their stylists, and their hostesses. So on average, our hostesses earn at least a couple $100 in free jewelry for having easy online or in-home parties. And again, doesn't come from your pocket. It comes directly from the company. So those are kind of my big whys and things that I've fallen in love with being in the company now about 6 months. So those are kind of my top picks. And don't forget, fill out the Google Doc.
Hello. All right. So I'm Danielle Bryant. I am a senior division leader with Park Lane, and I also have about 2 decades plus of direct sales experience. I came from a long time with another company. I also in my full-time job, I'm a financial advisor. So this is like my fun, like, very awesome side business that I also get to run alongside of my full-time career. I tell people I crunch numbers during the day and I sparkle at night. It's kind of what I do. I don't know if that sounds weird or not, but I don't know. Anyway, so, but no, a little about me. I am married. I have a 2-year-old. I absolutely love interacting with people. So, helping people live their best lives is what drives me. It's what makes me just, I know it fulfills me. Like, I love that. So that's why in my full-time career, I do what I do. And in my business that I'm building here with Park Lane, I do what I do because it gives me an opportunity to connect with people in different ways, and help them live their best lives. It's pretty awesome, to be able to do what we do. And I came in with our direct appoint program as well, which I love. I think that Maria had mentioned it. I love that because, having to kind of start over after being in business for myself for nearly 20 years or 20-ish years. It was really refreshing to know that I could bring my expertise and my experience into a new arena and have what I've done and what I've worked for and, where I am in this part of my life recognized and not have to necessarily start from the very beginning and really start where I'm supposed to start, which I thought was really awesome opportunity that Park Lane has. I don't know any other company that does that. And I think that's just super unique. Um, so one of the things I kind of wanted to like shed light on or talk about tonight was, um, why get started now? A lot of people are like, what, especially in my full-time job as well, I think it's kind of funny how it parallels. Um, it was like, I'm going to wait until the perfect time. I'm going to wait until, when it feels right or when this happens, when that happens. It's like, you know what? Such a cliche saying, but it's so true. I feel like there's no time like the present. And we're at a point of expansive, explosive growth right now. As you even talk about Maria, I was saying that our team is one of the fastest growing teams in the company. And there's nothing like being a part of energy like that. So we're at a point right now where it's just a great a great wave to ride as far as the energy that's happening. And especially in times where, economic times are kind of tough for people. This is a great way to, bring that extra income into your family, but also, it's a product that people want. Like Kimberly was saying, her mental health just like skyrocketed in such a beautiful way when she puts on a pair of earrings that make her smile. So it's just really awesome that we can, provide that, for people in a way that's special. Do you guys want me to go over the
I,
Q for sale? Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. No, sorry, I never
I
want
didn't
to
want to
interrupt.
jump the gun.
No, that's fine. I love that we're each sharing different pieces that we really love about the company. And I feel like it's more organic that way, right? Because people are looking for different things and we have no idea what you're looking for. But what we want you to know is that we want you to know everything about Park Lane, this way you can make an educated decision. So what you might be wondering is why jewelry? So for me, I had no interest in looking at jewelry because I didn't wear it. And I also didn't believe that it was consumable. And then I realized how wrong I was. So first of all, jewelry is simple and fun, and it's timeless, right? That, I mean, in the 30s, people were wearing jewelry. In the 50s, people were wearing jewelry. 70s, I mean, people will always be wearing jewelry, and the jewelry styles change. So it absolutely is consumable. The pieces that you would wear in the 70s and 80s are not the pieces that you would wear now necessarily. So it's also fun. People like it, right? There's no expertise required because it's just jewelry. It's just fun. There's no experience that you need. Anyone can really sell jewelry. And also jewelry is for everyone. I mean, men wear jewelry. You can get a gift. I got my goddaughter our beautiful peplum heart. She's 4 years old. She's 3 years old. And so it's for everyone. And we have things in every single price range. Jewelry is definitely consumable because people see something and then they have to have it. And then they see something else and then they have to have that. And different pieces go with different outfits. And you want a consumable product, right? You want something that people want to come back and have to keep purchasing, because the last thing you want is to sell them one big expensive item. And then you always have to be looking for customers. And since the beginning of time, men and women have been constantly updating their wardrobes, new clothing, new accessories, new jewelry, and that's never going to change. Jewelry spreads joy, like what we were talking about. When you see jewelry, you may not know this, but you get a hit of dopamine. It actually increases your serotonin. And so jewelry spreads joy, puts a smile on people's faces. When people open up the jewelry boxes that they get, they are excited and they are happy, and then they think of you. We know that when you look better, you feel better, right? So by helping customers feel put together, you're playing a part in helping them feel more confident and show up differently in their daily lives. That reality is when you're wearing jewelry, you just show up differently in the world. When I'm wearing my earrings, I show up in a different way, right? I'm also looking at my notes to make sure that I don't miss anything, because we have such a short period of time with you guys. And there's so many things I wanted to share with you. They're like, you have 30 minutes. I was like, what? It's not possible. The last thing I want to share about why jewelry, because I really think that people kind of overlook it, is jewelry is a conversation starter, a compliment creator, and a confidence booster. And I love that I'm a walking advertisement for my business. People, when I'm walking, people will stop me. Oh my gosh, I love your necklace. Where did you get it? Oh, well, I actually sell it in my boutique. As opposed to other products that maybe you could sell, but people have no idea that you're selling. You're not going to walk around Target with a vacuum. That's just not what's going to happen. Whereas now you're marketing for yourself. Anytime you go out, you get a compliment, it opens up that conversation. And also the confidence boost is great, right? When your customers wear their jewelry and they get a compliment, they then want to purchase more. We get 50% of our sales after somebody places their first order because of the compliment that they create from that, right? How awesome is that? Guys, I kind of am not paying attention and I'm just rambling, but are we good with time? Are we doing okay on time? Okay. Okay. So can I cover the customer sale really quickly? So with Park Lane, for those of you that aren't familiar, if you are someone who shops with us all the time, then I'm sure you know the sale in and out. But I really believe that Park Lane has little marketing geniuses, and they understand how to make people want to shop and then keep shopping. And it's kind of like this business is just one big billboard for girl math, right? So when you buy 2 items, you get 4 items at half off, and then you can go back and pick a $200 item for $30. But something happens in your brain when someone says you can have anything at half off. It's like if you walk into Macy's or you walk into Dillard's and they're like, oh, you got 2 little chocolates from the impulse buys at the counter? Okay, since you bought 2 things, go up to evening wear and pick out a gown for half off. Go to the shoe section and get the Jimmy Choos for half off. That's basically what we say, because when you buy 2 items, your least expensive items, you can pick any 4 more at half off. No one is going to say no to 50% off. 50% off is a huge discount. What would you do if you were checking out at Target and they were like, oh yeah, by the way, you get anything in the store at half off? Let me tell you, I can do some damage at Target with some half off coupons. And it's the same thing here. So what you get is customers who are purchasing things for themselves and they don't feel guilty because they're using these coupons, and it makes our average products about $35. So there's no sticker shock because we let people know about the customer sale, and it's impossible to resist. And you already heard about the Hostess rewards. So people are buying and then they want to host. And of course, we let them know all of our products are hypoallergenic, nickel-free, lead-free, cadmium-free. I mean, we've been around for 69 years and we only do jewelry. You know what happens when you specialize in one product? You become the pro and the master in that one product. Our business is cash positive. We're one of the only debt-free companies that I know of. Why? Because we know what we're doing and we know how to do it. We don't have to worry about increasing our prices or taking commissions away from the stylist because we have to pay investors and we don't have to worry about any of that. We're cash positive, debt free. We own the manufacturers. We own the gem warehouses. We don't have supply chain issues. Like, we've been doing it for a long time and we know how to do it. So you have a company that understands the product and does it well, a company that understands how customers are going to shop and understands the psychology, so they're buying, and a company that focuses on mental health and keeping the stylist happy. So we always have an influx of happy people. So between the company, the customer sale, and then the Hostess plan, I mean, I feel like really the question is why not Park Lane, although that sounds kind of weird to other people, but for me, I'm like, how did I not know about this? And I'm just like so obsessed with it. Do one of you guys want to touch on a different part, or I'm going to keep rambling? Does anyone want to mention the commission? I'm just going to do a little shout out here for the fact that our stylists start, unless you come in at a leader level, our stylists get to start at 30%, which of course is more than most companies, and then get an immediate pay raise as soon as they promote, and it's permanent. Yep. One of the only companies you can never demote, and they never lower your commission. Literally, you start at 30, and then as soon as you hit 5,000 in sales, you get 32. And then if you decide you want to add a team member, 35. And it doesn't matter what happens. You could walk away from your business for a decade and come back, and you start at that level, and you get to keep your title, because who would want a demotion? That's like demoralizing. And so Park Lane doesn't do it. On top of that, they also offer $1,100 in jewelry that you can earn every month, a Mercedes car program, 2 international trips a year where you can take a guest for free. I mean, I'm just saying, I can go on and on, not to mention we have a fundraiser program. I love that we do that. If you know of a 501c3, or if your hostess happens to be someone who's involved with the 501c3, Park Lane gives 50% back to that organization. We have an entire fundraiser program that we focus on. Right. Sorry. Okay. I'm gushing. Okay. One of you guys can go ahead.
I think you hit everything. That's like I mean, that's it in a nutshell. It's positive mental health, positive women's space, and men. There are men stylists as well. And my big thing too, like, life happens, and how many companies do you walk away from and you're not like, that's like as a nurse, like, I'm going to be a director of nursing and I'm going to leave and have a baby and, raise a family for 10 years and get my job back. That doesn't happen, guys. I would have to start all the way in the beginning or look for other jobs. So I just saw one of the team members, I think under Allie or someone, was a sales VP, and they walked away for 10 years and they're back as a sales VP, right there, right back with it. And I think that's huge because life happens. And that's what's great about, like she said, Maria said, is it's small, bite-sized goals. They don't overwhelm you with things, but they incentivize you to keep going, to keep running your business. And they understand that life happens, and they're not going to take that away from you. They're not going to say, oh, well, we'll see you in 10 years and you'll start fresh.
I mean, and I love that. Like, for instance, I had a very rough pregnancy, and I literally had to step away from my old business for a little bit. I mean, I was still active, but I had to take a step back because I had to focus on me and my health. I was super high risk. And like, literally, I was just like in this desperation mode to make sure I just stayed at the level I was at so I didn't have to start over, when I came back.
And there's none of that. There's no minimums. There's no
Right,
minimums
which
to
was
stay active.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
like, what? It's so cool. I love the sisterhood here too. I know that may sound cliche, like, oh, sisterhood, but no, I mean, I think everybody here could probably appreciate good sisterhood. And I love the fact that, I came into Park Lane under the Direct Appoint program. So while I wasn't new to running a business like this, I was new to Park Lane. I didn't know anything about it other than being a customer. That's why I decided to get started, because I love being a customer. Figured I love being a stylist too. And I didn't know how to get any of the new stylists started that I was welcoming. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was so awesome to know that as soon as you came in without even asking, it was expected that someone else in leadership was going to do your launch party for you, let you just kind of sit there and learn, and they take none of the profit, they take none of the, everything is yours. They're literally just running the show for you so that you can learn and, you can build your customers and feel, successful from the get-go. And then they do that same thing for your stylist until you're, at the level where you can, train your own stylist. So I think that's amazing sisterhood. It just really took a lot of weight off my shoulders, especially having a full-time career that's so demanding. It was just nice to know that that sisterhood was there.
We're going to wrap it up in a second, but, and Danielle and Kimberly, I think that they're going to share with you just a couple of things about, why now is pretty much the best time to start, and also some maybe commonly asked questions and then fears that people have on whether or not this is something they can do. But before I do that, I want to share that part of the reason why I love Park Lane is because there's something in me that knew that I really enjoy the idea of direct sales, right? Like I knew I was made for more. I knew that I had the ability to communicate with people about something that I was passionate about and share it with them in a way that would help enhance their life. But it felt really isolating to pick out a product and then source it from a certain place. And then that felt like too much. So I didn't want to go to corporate America, and I didn't want to go all the way over to being completely on my own. So this felt like a happy medium because since they have no minimums and no requirements, it felt like I still own my business. Park Lane doesn't try to run any of it. They do not have, there's no rule book that I had to read. They don't tell me where to sell, when to sell, how to sell, what to sell, nothing. But I get this thing that I don't think I took for granted in my previous company, but it just felt different. The idea of having a team before felt daunting. It felt like I had people I had to run and manage. Here, it feels like it's my source of happiness. As crazy as that might sound, when I need to pick me up, our team has like daily calls that you can jump on if you want, but no one will notice if you don't. But if you jump on them, you're like, I could probably lift a Jeep right now. I mean, you just feel so good. And they pay for these speakers to come in and you feel good, but you're getting content. So you also feel productive. I mean, I love that. I feel like some people leave their job and they feel drained. I feel that way when I listen to other people talk about their lives, and I'm like, no, I want to go to work. I'm excited to work. Like I want to work a little bit more because it fills my cup. And I feel like there are so few places that do that and also pay you. And I think a lot of people take that for granted. So here, especially if you decide to join, you're on the Treasure Tribe, and the Treasure Tribe, as much as we keep saying sisterhood, it's like a little family, but there's none of the drama. It's the only company, I've been part of enough companies, no drama. There's no, this person is at a higher level. You don't even really know most people's levels. You just don't. There's no specialty groups or specialty meetings, nothing. It's the structure of corporate without the rules or the stress or the pressure, and where everybody likes each other and wants to go to work. And that, guys, is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Lots of three beautifuls. Just as a reminder, again, the girls are going to finish up with a couple topics, and then we're going to share a code word. So don't get off. We'll finish up here in the next 3 minutes or so, but we want to give you that code word so that you can get entered for that free necklace. I'm so excited to see that there are 36 people on here. We love that you were showing up for yourselves and learning some information. So with that, I'll mute and I'll throw it over to the ladies again.
Okay, so why now? I think that why not now? That's like so many double negatives, but why not now? It's the low end joining kit, I guess you could say, is $99. And this month, or is it this week? No, this month, you get an extra $100 with your kit. And it's not like stuff you'll never use. It's stuff you pick out that you would wear. Like all the stuff that I show is stuff that I wear. Like that's why she said it's consumable. It's nothing that you're ever going to lose out on. So you're basically going to get $600 in jewelry for $90 or $99, sorry. But it really is, the economy is just getting harder and harder, in my opinion. As a nurse, I still feel like I've been a nurse for a long time, and I still like all the side hustles. I need it all. But with Park Lane, like she said, you can get paid now. You will get your return or your investment returned back to you after you have your launch. And we're all so on fire for this team and this company that you have us at your disposal to help you launch your business. You are not going to do it alone. We are going to be there with you. So there really is no better time than today to start making your business work for you and your family. So I feel like like Maria does it full time. Danielle and I both work on the side and have families, but I still come home from a 12-hour shift. I'm like, I want to work my business. I want to connect with my sisters. I want to keep going, even though I've worked 12 hours at the hospital. Like, that's how much it makes me want to continue to work. I do work in air quotes because it doesn't feel like work. It gives me joy to connect with customers and my teammates and just kind of keep going. So why not now? That's all.
I love that she said we both have side businesses. I mean, you guys did hear that they both have very demanding full-time normal people, big girl jobs. Okay. And they're still able to do this and they love it. Just a couple of other facts I wanted to share with you guys that I wrote down because I think that they're really interesting and most people don't know them. So, I mean, we all know that we're in the middle of an economic crisis, but what people don't realize is since the pandemic, jewelry sales have actually gone up and we've grown over 400%. And the jewelry industry itself is projected, it's grown 10 billion and it's projected to grow another 10 billion. So jewelry is where it's at in case you were wondering. It definitely doesn't go away even in a recession. And we also know that in a recession, what happens? People are looking for ways to make extra money. And when those people see you and see what you're doing and see how fun and happy it is, although here there's no requirement to build a team and I never wanted to, 208 people later, joke's on me. And that isn't because I was like, do you want to join my team? Do you want to sell jewelry? It just happened. So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to be there to be that person that they get to join. You mentioned that there are 3 different kit options, the lowest one of which is $99 for like $600 in jewelry. I mean, it's really a no-brainer. So what I want you guys to keep in mind is that this can be your fun outlet no matter what. And whether you're ready now or you're not, we're going to be here when you are. So you can keep saying one day, one day, one day, but I encourage you to make today your day one, which is something I say to all of my people because I always say one day, like with my diets. And then I wish I had started. I think that we covered everything that we wanted to cover. Unless you guys have something last minute that you wanted to say, then I'm just going to share the code word with them. Did we pick one? I don't think we did. So we're going to go with the code word is ECHO, ECHO. That's the earrings that I happen to be wearing. That's about as original as I can be right now. I'm pretty fried. So Jana's going to share that document one more time. You're going to want to make sure that you click it and that you fill it out and then you put in the word ECHO. It tells us that you watched the entire thing. And thank you so much for spending time with us. We appreciate you and we look forward to seeing you on the stylist side. All right. Good night, guys.